Good day to all of you. My name is Tomsky. I'm from Manila. So I would like to introduce myself. I'm actually a pastry chef. For more than 20 years, I'm working in different company abroad and locally. And also, I love so much plants. And since last year, I indulge myself so much on plants. And I'm also into kind of arts. Okay, so I paint, I collect, and I love these three things: the food, the plants, and the arts. Okay, so now we're gonna talking about plants. Okay, so as you see, I have a lot of plants here. Okay, if you are not really familiar to names and to property of these, you will say they are all photos. Okay, actually, some of them they are considered as photos, although they are not a family of photos. Okay, so pothos is basically like this one, the golden pothos. This is I believe, is the most loved and most propagated and most used plant, house plant. Okay, but in reality, they are not really a house plant, of course, until they are from the jungle, forest, somewhere, and until we plant lover decided to keep them in our house. Okay, so now we are gonna start with the photos. Okay. Uh, there are so many kind of photos, but first, this is the number one. This is the most saleable, used, and common one. This is the marble photos. Okay, you can see the color is little bit shiny and with a little bit yellowish marbling on the leaves. Okay, uh, depending on the location, on how you take care of them, that is how your plant will gonna look like. Okay, it means that if they are in the wild, or if they are in the outdoor, or you are keeping them in an indoor, or what kind of soil you are using, or what nutrient fertilizer you're using, it depends how your plant will gonna look like. But basically, this is how it looks like, the golden photos. Okay, they can grow also as big as the leaf as big as my face or bigger than my face. It will become like a, it's called giant photos. Okay, I don't have giant photos here, but later I this is a big aspect of explanation, but I will try to make it simple. Okay, so this is a golden photos. This is photos. This is a marble photos. Okay, marble queen. We have a neon photos. Okay, we have another neon photos over here. This one, it's already hanging like this. Okay, then we have also this glazier, or I, I I bought these two photos from the supplier because I'm hoping that they are have a different characteristic, and I love to see how they grow. Okay, so basically they are selling us enjoy, but they are not actually enjoy photos. We have a different kind of enjoy photos, but I don't have it here. But they could be a pearl and jade or a glazier. And I have some sacrificial photos here that I cut from my mother plant, which is planted outside. So this is the global green. Okay, global green is basically like a jade photos, but you can see there's a dark green marbling. It can be darker or it can be lighter. So I have to little bit put water on it so you can see. So there is a marbling on the leaf. So it kind like a reverted photos, but this is what you call the global green photos. Okay. Then I have this one. It's also a sacrificial cuttings from my mother plant outside. Okay. This is a Jusinia photo. Okay. This is a Jusinia photo. But it's just a juvenile. Okay. So you can see that the mother plant is there, and this is the new nodes or new plants that is growing. And usually they are like a yellowish. But you can see they are shiny, they are healthy. Okay, there's a bite of insect over there, but it will come more yellow as they turn to become old. Okay, and I have this one. This is a marble photos, but it was stay outside the sun. I mean, they are planted in a place where direct sunlight. So you can see that it become yellow, but they are not Yesenia pothos because they are yellow. You can see that they don't have shine or glow on the leaves, and they turn to become a little bit yellowish. It's because they are planted on a direct sunlight. Okay. So another kind of pothos what we have is this one. Okay. This is this is the jade pothos. Okay. Jade pothos. Okay. So we have a jade pothos. I have three. Okay. I got it from all supplier. When I got it, they are really lush and healthy, and now they are struggling. But we'll talk about it later. Okay. So I have the marble. I have the pearl and jade. I have another marble here. Okay. The reason why I took this marble, this photos. This is a neon photos, but there is a marbling on it. Okay. Normally, neon photos can be only one color, and normally as they tend to grow, this will become more neon color, and the older one become a little bit darker like this one. Okay, like this one. However, these neon photos have sometimes marbling. Okay, you can see that there is a yellow marbling on it. Okay, it can be reverted also. Okay, it can be reverted. It means it can be come to like a normal photos. Okay. But this one, I took this one because hoping there is a green marbling on the edge, which is a dark green. And you can see also here on the other side, okay? And there's a white or light yellow marbling on the other leaf, okay? Because I have a pothos that I'm growing outside that have a different kind of marbling on the color, neon pothos with a different kind of color pattern on marbling, and it's so nice. So I took this one from a seller hoping that it will grow better. Okay. So another one is this is a satin pothos they call. Uh, I don't know how I can say it if I can say it proper way on their scientific name. This is a Scindapsus pictus. Okay, but basically seller or most people call it and consider as pothos as satin pothos. Okay, but they are actually from a different family, I can say, or yeah, genus. Okay, they are actually on the same way of living, same way of living. That's why they are called like all. They are all pothos. Okay, they have different names actually, but how they live in the forest or in the jungle, how they survive is basically same way. Okay, same pattern. Okay. So this is a satin pothos they call, but it's a Scindapsus pictus. Okay, so it comes in different. There are some variety also, but I don't have. But this one is also I got it like a bunch of leaf. Looks so bushy, but when I took it from the seller, it's just mainly cuttings that is tied together. You can see that the metal is still there. Okay. So what I did is I just planted on the hanging pot like this, and I observed them. Okay, so now there are new aerial root already starting to grow, new leaf over there and here, and this one. Okay, so I can ready this to propagate or to put in a better way of living. I mean, to put pole on a nice spot. Okay, so then we have this small beautiful fellow. Okay, this is Brazil. They are all also many people also call this as pothos. Okay, but they are philodendrons. Okay, I'm not as excuse me, I'm not a plant expert or plant scientist. However, I try to buy this plant because I love them, but I love to know their characteristic also. Okay, how I can manage to make them live well and to, to thrive. Okay, so this is a Brazil pothos. There are some like other variety like the Rio and the Cream Splash. Okay, but they are philodendrons. Okay, So philodendrons is another type group of plants. Okay, I don't have much here, only this one, and I have this one which is the mycans. Okay, and I have this one, and I have also a neon heartleaf which I forgot to bring. Sorry for that. Okay, so this is also a sacrificial cutting. Okay, so I cut it mainly for showing purpose. Okay, so if you are really not into plant or new into plant, you will consider them like, oh, they are all photos, or what are they really? Okay, so basically pothos is a climbing, like philodendrons, syngoniums, monstera. They are a climbing plant. Okay, they crawl. They will try to crawl and find a better place where they can get a full sunrise or a full sunlight. So they have the vitamins from the sun. At the same time, they are also clinging to trees. They are clinging to trees so that they can have a better survival. Okay, so we are finished with the golden photos, this one. Okay, so explaining to the neon photos, to the marble photos, so I got it very lush from the supplier. Wait a minute. So I got it in terracotta pot. I never do anything about it. I just keep it and let it grow wild. However, for me, terracotta pot is very good on this kind of plant. Terracotta is absorbing much water on the once you watering the plant and absorb a lot of water. It compete with the soil. However, for that competition, it is beneficial for the plant because you don't when you overwater it, you don't have a chance of root rotting because how much water the terracotta absorb from the water you put it in. Okay. So characteristic of pothos, philodendrons, and some other vining and climbing plants is that they are first they try to crawl. Okay. If you are keeping this one in your room, believe me, they will find a way to crawl, and maybe if they are ready and find a better place, maybe where the sun from the window is better, they will crawl going there. Okay, believe me, they will find a way. Okay, this is how nature do. So normally, if you are having a pothos and you're keeping it inside the house, you will see a big difference if you keep it outside or in your garden. Okay, normally the internode like this internode. Okay, you will see that there are some internodes that there are no roots. Okay, that there are no roots and they are close, while here they are a little bit longer. Okay, this is what you call the internode. Okay, the separation of nodes from another nodes, and this is where the leaf can grow and the root can grow. Okay? So normally, if you have this as juvenile or as a small plant, they are still close to each other. Okay, and normally they don't form much root on it. Okay, it's because they are still young and they are preparing themselves. Root is actually to hold on to something. Okay, this one. This is a growing root already. This is to hold on to something at the same time, okay, to get some maybe nutrient. But basically, if you keep this in your room, if this one stick to your wall, it's not about the ingredients. It's about clinging to the wall so they can climb like this. Okay, this is the nature of this plant. However, in the beginning, they have a closer node, but on the end, they have a longer node. Okay, I mean the separation. It's because I kept it outside. Okay, this one is kept outside, but not on direct sunlight. Okay, that's why you can see that they are so nice. Okay, and when they are almost ready or they are close to something, so this one is very close to the tree. So their roots, they are preparing their roots to stick it to something. Okay, that's why they are growing like this. Okay, If I will move this one somewhere else, the root pattern will be different again and the node pattern will be different again. Maybe the color pattern of the leaves will be different again. Okay. So you can see, this is why I enjoy the photos. Okay. Because like every day, whenever there is a new leaf, it gives you a different form or color pattern. It's like a work of art. Okay. So this one is very white. Okay. It's actually like a snow queen. Okay. But it's a marble queen. Okay. They can grow also to a giant form. So normally when they are starting to grow like a giant, in the beginning, when you're growing them, the first new leaf, they will start to become bigger. Okay. But when they are stable, clinging to something, maybe on a tree or on a wall, believe me, their upper leaves will become bigger. This is because they are ready to absorb all the nutrient from the sunlight. So the bigger they have, I mean the leaves on the upper level, upper stem, it's the more the nutrient they can get from the sun. It helps throughout the stem until to the roots. Okay. So basically, this kind of plant, the pothos, they can live in any kind of medium. Here in the Philippines, sometimes we call it like a water plant. Okay, water plant. As water, as you can keep them in the water and they will thrive. Okay, like this one. Okay, you can keep them in the water and they will thrive. However, in the wild, that is their property. Okay, that is how they live and survive. Okay, so going back to the photos, so this is the marbling is also depend on the nutrient what they get. They maybe depend on the fertilizer of the soil. It really depends on how uh, it's a nature. I cannot explain. Okay, but like this pattern, it's really so nice. Okay, it's all different. Okay, and most plant collector, they are looking for a good variety or a good rare plant. You know, some they are poached in the wild or they propagate it, but next time I will teach you how to propagate a better plants to survive. Okay, so normally also the color of the stem, if you have a better color on the stem, not only one color, so it's also a good chance that you have a good variegation that the leaves will come from out from the node. Okay, so it's also one thing that I will discuss later. Okay, so this is the marble photos. Okay, now we're gonna go to the neon photos. So neon photos, as I mentioned to you, this one is also I got from a supplier, from a plant seller, and I just keep it like that. Okay, they are okay as a hanging plant, but normally if you pair them in the fall like this is really how they survive. Okay, this is really what they prepare than to put it in a hanging basket like this. Okay, so you can see the color pattern here is more darker. Okay, there are some with a pale color because of the sunlight, but this underneath has a really striking neon colors. Okay, they are healthy. Okay, I don't do any cuttings. That is accidentally cut. Okay, I don't do cuttings on them. You can see it's a real neon color. Okay, so this is the stem that they are producing. So they are trying to be ready to cling onto something. Okay, also you can see that the internode is more longer than the one here. You can see it's very close. This from the beginning of the plant. Okay, when they have a very close internode, but as they grow, they try to ready themselves. I mean the plant, he or she try to ready himself to become matured and ready for a lasting time. Okay, so when they cling to the wall and to the tree, they will really survive and thrive. Okay, so this is the neon pothos. Another neon photos I have is this one. So I took it from a plant seller, okay. So I just noticed when I took this one, I actually bought it like 3 or 4 leaves. There are some green variegation here on the side. It's not very visible, but I can see. Okay, and also, yeah, this one here on the side. Okay, and there is a yellow variegation. So I will try to keep this one as healthy as possible. Okay, and I will try to keep them, him or she, to grow better photos. Okay, and I am happy to see a different variegation. Okay, to this neon photos. Okay. So another type of photos, this is actually anyone who will sell it, they will say enjoy photos. Okay? Enjoy photos is not, by the way, the scientific name of photos is normally is I don't know how to, if I can say it correctly, it's Epiprenum aurum. Okay, so this is what the photos enjoy photos they are saying look like, but they are not really enjoy photos. Normally enjoy photos coming on a longer leaf, and basically it's only white and green. But you can see that the color pattern here, they are all mixed up. So you can see this is just like a glacier. But here, if you can see the shape of these photos, I don't have the Manjula photos here. This is exactly how they look like the leaves of the Manjula photos. Okay, Manjula photos is very collectible photos. It's quite expensive also. Here in the Philippines, it's still expensive and still collectible. However, the Enjoy photos, they call, okay, this is can be a pearl and jade or glacier. It's already declined the price. Okay, some collector who knows really what the plant is can pay a little bit extra just to have it as a collection. Okay, so this is the pearl and jade. Okay, so another kind of photos is I mentioned to you is the jazinia. Okay, it's a more on a yellowish color. Okay, I will study more because I I know that the Hawaiian photos is also kind of yellowish. Okay, but the mother plant of this one, the main tree of this one, is really a yellow. Okay, so I just cut it from a mother plant, just like a sacrificial cutting. But it's okay. I will propagate them. I will take care of them. Okay, so this is how it is. This is the Jazinia photo. Okay. Then I have this jade photos. Jade photos normally comes on a green pattern, plain green pattern. Okay. So I have this three collection I have. I bought it. I took it from a seller uh, long time ago, and before it's a little bit uh, how you call bushy, but now it's a little bit sad. That is okay. I'll take care of it. I believe it's because of the potting mix. Okay. A few days ago, I made my own potting mix for the climbing plants. Okay, so basically, I just mix some coco peat, some charcoal, some broken terracotta, some decomposing leaves. I will show that to the next time on my YouTube channel about the potting mix. So going back to the neon photos, basically they are just green. Okay, if they are really in the wild and they are thriving, they can go also to a giant pond. Okay, so this is the neon photos that I kept outside. Okay, this I did a cutting. You know why? Because he's already finding a way to climb or to cling to something. Even I put a pole. Okay, this is a wooden pole. Okay, I don't know the name, but normally uh, I think this is come a big tree here in the Philippines, and they just cut it. And this is the favorite of the orchids and some kind of climbing plant. Okay, so normally if you use a pole like this, even a cocoa pole or kind of wood like this, normally usually you have to keep it wet. Okay, you have to keep it wet. They can get nutrient from the soil, and their roots is clinging to the soil, but at the same time they are climbing plants, okay, or tree or plants, let's say. So if this is not really that wet, they will not cling to it, okay, unless you will force them to cling there by tying there, okay, like this. And let's see if I tie this one for my next video. If you are, if you will see a difference, okay. But talking about the difference, this is the one that I kept inside the house, okay. I don't remember that I do cuttings also here, but you can see that they have the same pattern, okay. They have the same pattern exactly. So this is what the one I keep inside the house, and this is the one from outside the garden. Okay, so they are so smart to find a way to go somewhere else, so they can cling on it, cling on it, cling to wall, to tree, to anything. Okay, this is their nature anyway. If you let them grow in your room, and maybe one day you will see that it's clinging to your neck. Okay, just a joke. Okay? So this is the third one. So I believe it's the soil mixture, okay? Because one I kept outside, it don't, it's not thriving so well, and this one is kept inside the house and same, okay? So I believe I need to make a different mixture of the. I have to change the soil. Okay? Then the next one, the satin pothos, okay? This is the satin pothos. They are Scindapsus pictus, okay? Some is silver and which is very plain silvery, okay? This is like a satin, okay? There is a exotica. I believe the exotica is a bigger leaf, but this is like a heart shape or like a mango shape, if you know the fruit of mango. And they have a green slash in the middle, but it's like a satin, okay? And they have also some form that is dark form, that is almost no silver on it, okay. So I think that is a satin emerald or something. It's only green, okay. So you can see that they are already leggy. Leggy means the internode is so long, okay. But this one is already have an aerial root. So if I would repotting it, I'm surely put this one into something so that they will climb, and they will live happily ever after. Okay? So this is a Brazil. So when I got this from the supplier, they are just like few leaves. I just want to have it, and then the next time I come back to this seller, I just told him, "Oh, brother, your Brazil is not really growing." Okay? So maybe the location, but he told me, "Oh, it will grow." So I decided to put in a. Actually, this is a bamboo stick. You know, when you're buying street foods in the Philippines, and you can have some used bamboo stick. Don't just throw it. Just keep it for something. Okay. So I cling it with the metal, not healthy, but okay, I did. And now he's already climbing, okay. He's starting to grow. There is no aerial root yet, but we'll see, okay. It gives me already a new leaves, okay. This is the one that I kept not exposed to the sun. You can see that there is one plain variegated, only one color leaf, okay. This is the one that I kept with the direct sunlight, okay. I mean with the bright light, and you can see that it's starting to get reverted. I hope it don't turn to green only, okay. So that's how it is. If you really wants to know about this plant, then you really have to a little bit to put an effort to study, okay. But you will know, okay. You will know if you are into plant. You will know. So the next one is the sacrificial I have. sacrificial cutting. This is a heart leaf. This is a heart leaf. This is a philodendron, okay? I just cut it from the mother plant. Uh, Give it to me. Wait a second, my kid is trying to have a snack. Okay. I have to open it for him. Okay. So this is a philodendron. Okay, this is a heart leaf. If you are only if you are only to the climbing and not knowing what plant do you have, you will really think that this is a neon pothos. This is a neon pothos. Pothos. This is a philodendron heartleaf green. Okay? Philodendron heartleaf green. Okay, and it comes in a neon form and a green form. Okay, I forgot to bring my neon. It's actually I cleaned the leaves outside, but I forgot it. Okay, it's a philodendron. Okay, but you will mistakenly classify this as a pothos if you don't know really. Okay, so this is in the family of philodendron. Another philodendron I have is this one is the micans. Okay, one of my favorite plant. Okay, they are like a satin heart leaves. Okay, this is just newly planted. Okay, so you can see that the color pattern is so different. Okay, and it's starting to climb already. I just repotted few days ago. Okay, the soil that I use, the medium is also not so good. I will check if they will thrive on it. Otherwise, I have to change it. Okay, so this is a philodendron micans. Okay, it's not a pothos. Okay, so let's go ahead. I have another sacrificial cuttings. If you will see this one, this is a green. Okay, green. It's a plain green. You will say it's a jade pothos, but actually it's not a jade pothos. Okay? This is a juvenile form or a younger leaves stem, I may say, of a dragon tail. Okay, dragon tail is, I'm not sure if it's really endemic in the Philippines, but we call it tibatid in the Philippines, and I think there are also somewhere in Southeast Asia, but it's also called as poor man's monstera. Okay? So this is a juvenile form. You will mistakenly consider this as a jade pothos, but it's not. Okay, I will show you how. So this is my dragon tail. This is my neglected dragon tail. Sorry, dragon tail. Okay. So normally, dragon tail is like this. The time I took this one, I just prepare a bigger pot, just put some soil and put them inside. Okay. So if you are really a plant lover, you try to collect as much plant what you want, but on the end, it's so much responsibility you have to take care. Okay, like this one. Okay, it's just simply neglected and it's just sorry dragon tail, but he's thriving. Okay. So from the beginning, I took this one, like this is the mother plant. I have two mother plant. I just put it in and put some extra potting mix. So this is the beautiful leaves of a dragon tail, okay? So normally, they call it like a poor man's monstera, okay? But they are not monstera. They are Epipremium pinnatum, okay? So some seller can confuse or can cheat to some buyer that they will say also that it's a monstera, or they can say it's a tetrasperma, okay? Because what's the difference? You know, they have slits, they have some leaves, they have a darker leaves. But if you are not really into the onto the plant business or into plant hobby, you will not know about the difference, okay? You will be cheated, okay? So this is what happened. As I mentioned to you, I just put the Mr. Dragon Tail on the pot, put some extra pot in here, and this is see what happened. I plan to do a next video regarding about repotting, okay? Regarding about repotting, Anyway, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. Tom's Dad. That's my channel. Okay, it's all about food, art, plants, and some maybe helpful tips here and there. Okay, so this is what happened. So he tried to survive by just elongating or stretching his stem, and here he formed a lot of roots, which is ready to cling to the other. Okay, so when this cling to the something, to the tree, or let's say to the wall, I mean with enough moisture and enough sunlight, believe me, this will thrive. Okay, this will thrive and this will become like a, it will grow to an adult dragon tail. Okay, so you can see the difference from the matured one into the juvenile one. So if you are a plant buyer and you see this one, you will be confused what it is. Okay, if it's a jade pothos, or maybe they will tell you it's a Cebu blue. Cebu blue is one of the endemic in the Philippines. Cebu pothos, Cebu blue pothos, which is very expensive and highly collectible. I don't even have one. Okay, so this is another one. You can see how the formation of the leaves, they are all different. Okay, and you will get confused. See this one, the new unfurled leaves, how beautiful it is. Okay, so maybe in the next movie I will do video, it's about repotting this dragon tail. Okay, so this is a dragon tail Epipremnum pinnatum. Epipremnum pinnatum. So this is the one that I repotted a few days ago. This is also from the other pot that I have. I have two pots. Okay, so I made my own mixture. Okay, so normally they have like cocoa chips, they have broken terracotta. I just put some a little bit rice, carbonized rice husk. Okay, but you can add some healthy ingredients also, like eggshell or banana peel. Okay, as long as they are dehydrated. Okay, and they are not insect infested. So after repotting this and make the cutting from my mother plant dragon tail, you can see that the leaves is like this. Okay? So the situation is when they are starting to grow, I have a one long loop of a dragon tail plant here. I just cover it with the soil. I just don't do the cuttings. Okay. Normally you can do the cuttings through internode. Okay. This is how you repot it. Okay. You can just put it in the water like this. But however, you can do the cutting like this and keep this as a one specimen for your reproduction. Okay, or for your uh, yeah, like this. As long as there is a node, it will grow. Try to keep one leaves. Okay, if you don't try to keep one leaves there, maybe it just get rot. Okay, because they still need to get some sunlight, nourishment from the sun. Okay, so this is what happened. I just made a cutting from the mother plant and I just keep it there. So you will see that in the next few weeks or months, these leaves in the bottom will start to get bigger. Okay, maybe the splits will gonna get better, and it's already starting to cling on it. Okay, this in these roots on it, this is the aerial root, you can see. Normally that's why it has to be wet always, because when it's wet, it's automatically will stick to it. Okay, or you can do it forcefully so that they will cling on it until they grow like this. Okay, some other people, when it's really longer, they try to pull it down again and try to tie it until they get bigger. Okay, they get bushier. That's how it is. Okay, for the dragon tail, Epipremnum pinnatum. Okay, so the next one, this is Mr. Amydrium. Okay, this is a very hard-headed plant. Sorry, Amydrium. Okay, so Amydrium, uh, they have also some slit and holes. Okay, but they just, you can see that the stems are very tiny. Okay, but you can see that the leaves are ready to get nourishment from the sun. You can see that the leaves is like this, and this one is ready to cling onto something. You can see it's so tiny, but there's already the aerial root there. So once you stick on it, if or you put pole on it, it will just try to climb. Okay, this is what I did few days ago. Okay, this is another Amydrium I have. Also, I got from a supplier. I was so happy to see a plain leaves like this. I know it's a juvenile, but I I like to examine how they do, how they do. So what I did is I made my own potting mix. I mean the mixture for the climbing plant. Okay, you can see that the terracotta, broken terracotta. Normally you can do the perlite, but I have so many plants, so many expense for the soil, and sometimes soil potting mix is really disappointing. So what I did is I made my own. So you can have coconut fiber. Okay, this is very cheap in the Philippines. You can actually get it for free. Then I got some wood. I collect all my broken plants. Okay, I mean the dead woods, dead leaves. Okay, this is the terracotta. I just try to break it. Charcoal. I just bought 2 packs of charcoal and I break it by hammer and I mixed it. Okay? I think I repotted here this one like 2 days ago, but it seems very happy to this one. I don't even have a pole. I just use a wood, but you can see that it looks ready to grow. Okay, so this is a medium. Okay, so the next one, a medium, is actually some people can get confused that this is Adansoni. When you have this form, you will say it's Adansoni. Okay, but some people can be confused when they have this list. They will say it's a Rapidopora tetrasperma, but it's not. This is Amydrium medium. Okay, I don't have Rapidopora tetrasperma. Okay? So the last one, which is from the family of Monstera, this is my Mr. Adansoni. Okay, this is not the last one. I have another Monstera. Okay, I'll come back to this one. This is the Laniata. Okay, I'll come back to this one. So this is Adansoni, which I got it from a seller maybe a month ago. Okay, in the beginning it was also, by the way, there's a caladium growing here on the side. Okay, I hope it's a rare and I can get rich out of it. Okay, so this is Adansoni I. So this is a Monstera Adansoni I. So I got it from a seller. I don't touch yet. I don't change anything yet, except outside there are some stone here because the pole what you use is not stable. Normally, if you are repotting it, try to put some heavy stone on the bottom to hold on to the pole so that it will not move. Okay? So examining today, I observed that it's not newly planted. Okay? It's not newly planted because sometimes when you buy a healthy plant and suddenly 1 week or 2 weeks starting to become a sad plant, then you may say that it's newly planted. Okay? But sometimes it's adapting to the new environment, or the care tips is not the same how they are living on the way they lived before, so they will try to adjust. Okay, so you can see that the roots is already clinging to the pole. Okay, so this is one of their survival of the climbing plant or tree, if they will become like a big tree. And so I know that they are established and they are not really just newly planted. Okay? Same pattern what I have with the jade photos. They are trying to come out and not sticking to the pole. Although you can see that there is already the aerial roots starting to grow here. Okay? What I can do to make it bushy is to make a cutting on it and try to stick on it and try to make a new plant. Okay? But I may say that the new leaves have a very beautiful holes, okay, like this one. This is one good thing with the Adansoni. I like the leaves, okay. This is like a almost satin, and actually they are not really that sensitive. They are not really easy to get broken unless my cat will play around and they will destroy the plant. Okay, or the frogs. I have some frogs outside. Okay, so same way, how my other plants are coming out from the pole. So normally I just told you that the pole must always be wet. So they will try to cling on it. I can do it forcefully or I can cut it and start a new plant here. Okay. This is the Monstera Adansoni. Okay. And I have another one which I got maybe 2 weeks ago, and I just replant, repotted, I mean, yesterday. This is what we call lanyata. So it's also Adansoni, I believe. I mean, Monstera, I believe. If I'm sorry if I'm mistaken as something else. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a plant scientist. I'm just also starting. Okay. So this is the lanyata I got. It's a juvenile form. Okay. And yes, destroyed by my wonderful cats when they play around. But I'm hoping to get some holes on it. I mean, on the leaves. But you can see the pattern of the surface of this leaf is like satin. Okay, it's almost the same like the Monstera Adansoni. Okay, I'm hoping that it will grow a good plant and it give me a very satisfying leaves for the next few months. However, the I ran out of my mix of the climbing plant mix. I just use the rice husk and some potting mix together. Okay. So that is all about with my plants what I have here. Okay. Please try to subscribe my channel, Tomsky Dad. And if you have some question, any question regarding about what I did, if some are not properly explained and if I'm wrong in pronouncing or explaining the property of these plants, please comment comment and I will try to consider learning more about these plants. Okay, but as of now I have plants that I cannot count how many I have really. Okay, so that is the risk of having more plants. I mean, like my poor Mr. Dragon Tail, and it was neglected and just he lived all by himself, all by himself in the corner of my garden. Okay, so try to subscribe my channel, Tom's Dad. Okay, it's all about food, plants, and arts, and some helpful tips here and there. Okay, so thank you very much and have a good day.